good with it? In the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips, where you already know we get it in, right? In a Menudo style direct fashion, before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up and it's all because of you, and I'm humbled because of that. Thank you guys so much. So now, well, looky here. What do we have, right? What we have is another fucking weirdo laid out like a tirada on the kitchen floor, right? It'd be like that sometimes in prison. In prison, every blind spot that you could utilize has already been utilized. Believe that. Everyone has the game figured out. And best believe when you're functioning on an active yard, them actives will really get with the program, man. They know the program. Everybody knows every spot. And hey, best believe it's going to happen. Hey, you can't fight it. You know, what happens, happens. Hey, it's like Vegas. What happens in prison used to stay in prison. Now it's all over YouTube. So trip out on this, man. I wanted to tell a story about back in the days. So I'm doing my time as usual per what I does, cuz, right? And I'm maintaining no problems, no issues, getting closer to the gate. I think I done seen it all, right? Well, usually when you're in prison, what you think you've seen, people are going to just go take it a notch higher. You're going to see something totally different, right? I've seen everything from motherfuckers getting hit with weights. I've seen everything from motherfuckers getting a whole big old blaster through their eye like Conan the Barbarian. I've seen it all, or at least I thought I did, right? And to this particular day. So like I've said in other videos, man, everyone has a prison hustle. My prison hustle was the kitchen. It always has been. I love stealing peanut butter. I'm a peanut butter stealing a maniac, right? In prison, peanut butter is protein. There's a lot of vatos that stay trying to work out. So if you got the peanut butter on deck, you are that one, right? You are the man. And everybody's going to shoot you empty Folgers containers. Hey, homie, hook it up. $5. It's going $5 all day long. I got peanut butter on the line, right? One thing I used to be able to do also, and this is what they allowed in a lot of different prisons. It depended on what state you were in, but in this particular state that I was in, which was not California, right? They allowed us to take whole loaves of bread back to the casa. So I used to always utilize that loaf of bread, have the fucking kitchen cook, throw it while I was watching, because I was never had the good job, right? I was always cleaning the tables and shit or serving food. But I had the guy that was there, the lifers that are usually the main guys working in the kitchen. He would hook up breakfast sandwiches. I'd steal all the meat. Hey, motherfuckers want to know why they got half a piece of sausage. I understand Big Al burning them for their fucking pork chops, because I was doing the same damn thing. I had these pockets sewed into my pants, man, and for every sausage I threw out there, I tucked one. I was tucking, right? Tuck it like fucking. Now, of course, I know the block at the end of the fucking line. If you see me, I was probably going to the hole, which is all, hey, what are you in here for? I don't want a bunch of sausage, right? That didn't sound right, but that's just what it was. Anyways, I used to have them make me breakfast sandwiches. I used to sling them two on the tier for $1 or for $5 all day long. So it was peanut butter and that. So the kitchen was my spot. I had it sewed up. I loved it, right? I'd get a couple good homies in there. Watch my back. Yeah, am I going to get a deodorant? I got you. And I'd always give them the cheap shit, not the packaged shit, the cheap shit. But I'd look out, right? I was one of them homeboys. I got you, right? I just might not have you like I have myself, but I got you. So anyways, on this particular day, the hustle was real. They were having SOS, and they were having fucking all the gravy. I was going to steal as much gravy as I could, because if you wash the gravy out, you get all the carne, all the hamburger meat that's in the gravy, the ground beef, for those of you that like to get political, right? The hamburger meat is what I call it. I'm from the ghetto, right? I'd get it, wash it out, little cheese, couple pieces of bread. I'm hitting. The motherfuckers was waiting. The brothers was waiting on the tier like, where's little essay? Little essay, I ain't an essay, I'm an NA. Dispensa, right? Where you at? So the hustle was going to be real that day. I loved SOS day, Grand Slam day. Certain days hit more than others. So I remember this particular day, the Usos were in their thick. They had just hired 2 more, right? So there was already one Uso who was a lifer, who was the main kitchen cook. That's why I had it plugged in, because me and him were cool like that. I fucks with the Usos tough, right? Hey, Sole, can you throw a little bit of bread on there? Make me some toast? Got you, Sole. Okay, you know what I mean? They were down. So anyways, they had and there was another little youngster. He was a Uso. He was cool. That was like his cousin. They're all related, right? So that was his cousin. Well, they had just got a couple more in there. So the Usos was getting thick. I'd already told the homeboy, watch out, the Usos, they're planning something vicious. And they were. So on a different building from mine, what had happened was there was this big dude who was an Us, right? Who was there. And I had noticed on this yard, he didn't kick it with the other car too much. He kind of did his own thing. He was an old school convict. He had been around for a while. He was pretty well known. He was a big old boy, right? So nobody kind of fucked with them. He had respect from every different group, whether it be North, South, Woods, blacks. Everybody liked him or gave him respect. Well, this big oos that was also in the kitchen, the big one that was cooking, right? I guess he had figured out this motherfucker's filth. He had figured out that back in the days, this guy had got in a previous time incarcerated, had went in for a vicious and violent rape. Now, we all know about R's in the jackets, talking about Danny Masterson so much every day, right? An R on your jacket, you're usually not able to maintain on an active yard. But because he was an other and because he had slid through the cracks a long time ago, somewhere along the line, that paperwork was lost. No one knew about it, but this guy recognized him or someone else did and brought it to his attention. So they were already lightweight going to do something to him. They were tripping on him because that's usually how it goes in prison. Everyone's going to deal with their own. No one else is going to touch another ethnicity, another race without the green light, right? It's happened before, but it's going to lead to more shenanigans and nobody's ready for that. Everybody wants to just program and do their time. Believe me, if you could do your time program and make a little bit of money, get your little holly, your little side hustle, bang, bippity boop, 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 it's good, right? But if you can't, then you're all mad at the world, man, and you're probably going to do something to someone. So anyways, they had been plotting and planning on this guy for a while. But again, nobody else knew. We didn't know because we'd have whacked his ass immediately. We'd have got at the big ooses like, hey, check it out, Sole. That was weird, right? We'd have did it. But again, like I said, this guy was fraternizing with everyone. He used to come over, play spades with us and everything. That's the cold part about the situation. You never know. You don't know who's in for what they're in for, man. And again, this was 20 years probably before a motherfucker was born. So it was an old case, but they figured it out. So this guy, the big fucking dummy, the one with the R on his jacket, was celled up with the little guy, which was the cousin of the other big guy, right? Can you follow me here? Right? And he was doing some bad things to him. I guess he was touching him a little bit. And this guy finally got tired of getting touched on, getting hugged on, earlobes licked, all kinds of weird shit. So he told his cousin, right? The big dude, the old school dude that was in the kitchen. And I guess they were mad about that. So what they did was they were going to try to get at the big dude and rock him to sleep. They were going to try to make him comfortable because not only did they want to get at him about having this despicable ass R on his jacket, right? But they also wanted to get at him for what he was doing to the youngster. Okay, I don't know if there was any penetration or anything like that, so I can't speak on that. But I will say that he was, it was like a Silk song in there. Freak me, baby. Oh, yeah. Let me lick you up and down. There was some shit going on. Okay, we'll leave it at that. I didn't quite get the full extensive history on what exactly and what slipped into what, but I can tell you that guy, there were times when he had bruises all over the back of his neck. So I thought they were bruises. Come to find out, they were in the lip form shape, right? Imagine them big ass lips on you. I don't. So now they're tripping on this guy. And you can kind of tell on the yard that they're tripping lightweight on this guy. Every time he walks by, they're saying shit in Usoism. I don't know how to speak Uso too much, right? And I'm speaking on Samoan, right? There wasn't too many Tongans. Well, there was a few Tongans on this yard. In fact, a Tongan is the one that got off, right? But anyways, they're looking at him like, get it, right? They're fucking tripping. Whatever that means, right? So this fucking Vato, he's starting to get the feeling, but not, he's kind of like, you got to understand he was an OG. He was pretty big too. So no one fucked with him on that yard. He was known to have hands. He was known to pick up weaponry. He was a vicious ass convict, right? Them old school convicts, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. They're lying to you if they're saying that them dudes are getting down on the yards. Usually if you come out an old school convict that's been around on the yard, you're going to get off. You're going to put metal in them because they're going to take it from you and do something bad to you with it. That's just how it is, right? So anyways, this Vato is walking the yard and they're kind of looking at him funny, man. We kick it and program right there next to the Uso, so I could see some shit going on. So I get at my little Uso partner. I'm like, damn, bro, what's up with big dude? He was like, just stay away from him, bro. Just stay away from him. I said, yeah, bro, because I like my nalgas the way they are, right? I'm going to stay away from him. So I'm telling the homies, hey, that Vato's bad news, bad business. So of course, my OG homie, he gets at the big Uso and he's like, hey, bro, what's up, man? We don't like weirdos walking the yard, bro. And he was like, nah, they're like, don't trip. This was pre us knowing that he had an R on his jacket. That came out much later, right? Because if we'd have found that out, like I said, we'd have got with the program real quickly, fast. Southsiders would have did something hectic to him. Whites, brother, coffee, they would have been on them, right? And there's no disrespect. I'm just saying the whites, they ain't fucking around. And the brothers, man, they would have did their thing too. Everybody wiggled a certain way, man. Again, this was a maximum facility. People that were there, man, were doing a lot of time. We're doing some fucking time for some vicious crimes. Everybody there was picking up weapons. I'm going to tell you that right now. Period. Point blank. Hey, I agree with Wes Watson when he says, motherfuckers on 4 yards have weaponry. It is what it is, right? So anyways, they never tell us that, just that they're tripping within their own people, which is cool, but stay away from him. So anyways, back to the kitchen, and I'm still in all the peanut butter, right? So this particular day, like I said, it was SOS. I still as much as I can, and I'm washing it out, right? I'm washing it out, getting all the hamburger meat together so that I can make these sandwiches so I can sling them when I get back. That was my only hustle. I didn't have no money, man. Don't laugh at me. You know, at least I wasn't washing calzones, Masterson, right? Or fucking socks, Wes Watson. Or fucking boning people, Big Herc. Spencer, shout out to Big Herc. He wasn't doing that, or was he? One never knows, does one? Avalto asked me, hey, Gun, why do you always say one never knows, does one? Because I don't know. Or do I? One never knows. So trip out on this. The day's proceeding as it is. I'm all happy, like, fuck, bro. I'm gonna maybe be able to pull out like 15 sandwiches out of this shit, right? And I noticed that there's 2 young Usos in there. Or not really young, but, you know, we're around the same age. Younger than the OGs that are there. And they're having their little meeting. And the Usos like to work out in the kitchen. They be getting it. One thing about an Uso, bro, they tear that pavement up. They putting cracks in the motherfucking pavement. These vaults be getting it. Yeah, you don't think big dudes could do fucking burpees? Shit, you ain't been to the California prison system or any prison system on the West Coast. I'm telling you, bro, they'll roast the motherfucking facility. So they're getting it, right? But I can see they're having their little meetings or whatever, right? And I already know it's kind of pertaining to the dude they've been dogging out on the yard. They haven't been paying attention to him. And again, man, something's happening, right? So I go back to the building, right? Go back to the building. We're going to come back at chow time, at dinner time, right? So I go back, sling my little sandwiches. Everything's good. I get at the homeboys on the yard. Again, the Usos are having their little junta, right? Their little meeting. So I tell the homeboys, hey, I think something's about to crack, bro. I don't know what it is, right? But I think, man, they're trying to stockpile fucking Usos. It might go down in the kitchen. That's just the way it looks, right? Now, you got to understand, man, the kitchen moves fast. You got different compas, meaning different buildings coming in and out, right? So there's a lot of movement going on, but there's also a lot of officers. But the way this particular prison worked, one officer was at that front door where they would enter. One was right there at the end of the line, and they had another one kind of walking back and forth on, like, not a catwalk, but up against the wall, kind of surveying the situation. Now, in this prison, also, you couldn't sit where you wanted to sit. You had to sit where they sat you. So wherever they directed you in that traffic is where you were going to sit. So again, it'd be a Mexican, a black, a white, just however the fuck it worked out. Sometimes you sit with the homies. It depends on what particular officer was working. If he was a hard-ass, hard-nosed pit, then he would put you where he wanted. If he was a cool motherfucker, then you had fucking the liberty to sit with your homies. It was different every day. Every day in prison is different. Don't let them fool you and say it's redundancy. It's the same old thing. It's only the same old thing if you make it the same old thing, right? Prison is wiggling. There's a lot of activity going on. So anyways, fucking that's the makeup of it, right? So now I know, okay, something's going to happen. So I tell the homeboys, alert them, hey, bro, you know what I mean? I'm not sure fucking. Now me, you got to understand, I'm not on that fucking big dude, the suckerfish, the R on his jacket building, right? So, but I get action at seeing him because he's going to come through the chow line. Now, why they didn't get off on the yard, I don't know, man. This dude didn't hang out with them. So he was always constantly walking the track. They could have blasted him on the track, but he'd have seen that one coming. Again, he's an old school convict, right? So they want to catch him right there in the kitchen where they could surround him and really get him, man. So now there's 4 Usos in the kitchen. Not going to say their names, but let's just say they don't fuck around on no level, right? These other 2 that had just come in that fucking day, right? I'm chopping it up with them, like I said, at breakfast time while I'm still in every piece of SOS I can. And they're cool as fuck, right? But these Vatos look determined. It was like they brought 2 fucking hitters in from Italy, right? You remember like The Godfather? When they bring the motherfuckers that can't speak English? I don't even know if these guys could really talk. They were just kind of like, looking at me, right? So everything's cool with me. I'm over there getting my side hustle on. So now it's chow time. Dinner time. We were having spaghetti. Okay? Again, another day I love spaghetti day because I used to take a whole bunch of spaghetti. There was a black dude that was on the tier. He was an old convict from the 70s, man. Been down like 50 fucking years. Hey, I'll buy all the spaghetti, brother. Right? He buy all the spaghetti off me. You know, so I sell him a big ass bag right here. Straight ball juice all over it because I put it down in my pants. You know what I mean? Whatever got on it, brother. It got on it. Wash it, right? But he liked the spaghetti. So I knew right there I'd get a little $5 out of that big bag. So there it was there, man. Plus, I'm going to eat good that night. I'm going to eat as much as I can. So anyways, it's chow time, and I'm so focused on the spaghetti, I'm not really tripping on the movida, the get down, right? So the Us that works in the back of the kitchen, he's never in the front. He's always in the back because he's the head cook. Him and this other brother, they make sure that everything was everything, right? But of course, the little young Uso, his cousin, the one that was getting honey loved on, right? He's right there next to me, and we're serving. I was serving broccoli that day, right? He was serving the main course, which is the spaghettis. And of course, the other two Usos, because they had just got in the kitchen, one of them was on detail, washing the table, so he's in the back with the other brother, right? And the other Uso is in the area where you wash the dishes, right? So I seen the whole movida go down. This is how it went. I know you've been waiting on it. So this motherfucker comes through, right? He comes through, and as soon as he comes through, it's like everybody, it's like the Red Sea parted, right? As soon as I heard some shit sounded out in Samoan, and I don't know exactly what they said, it sounded like this, right? These motherfuckers wasn't playing. Shout out to my Uso brothers, right? That little youngster took off running that was serving the spaghetti with a big handful of spaghetti and ran up on the big dude and just threw it in his face. Big dude snatched him. It was a celly. Bitch! Right? Snatched him. Big dude came out of the kitchen. Bull rushed the cop, knocked the cop over, and pulled out. Make sure they're not listening. Guard! Don't listen to this one. Pulled out a motherfucking thumper, homie. Bambi, right? Pulled out that big ass blade out. I mean, Samoan style, right? And just came through. Whoo! Hit that big fucker in his shoulder. Hey, that fool collapsed, right? The guard, he ran through the guard. It looked like fucking Taylor Swift hugging Travis Kelce. They were so close, right? Boom! Hit him. This other dude came out of the fucking, out of the kitchen with the big dude, right? He's on him, stomping him. Boom, 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 boom. They're on him. Hum's giving him dick beaters, right? The other dude that was supposed to be washing the dishes, he came from the other angle. He didn't get to get involved. The cop grabbed him by his chongo. Sas! Slammed him down, right? But this shit is popping everywhere. Helicopters came running. This shit happened within 30 seconds. They blasted this dude like 4 times. Boom, 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 boom. Sangre everywhere. Spaghetti night was ruined, right? But I'll say this. I say that to say this. Shit happens in prison that fast. Okay? Somebody that has an R on his jacket, and let me get back to, we'll get to Danny Masterson in a minute because it kind of coincides with the story, right? But someone who has an R on their jacket, once people find out, and it wasn't only that. Like I said, they were already on him because of that, but it was more so because what he was doing to old boy's cousin, right? Or nephew, whatever he was doing bad things, despicable things. When you are someone who's a predator, a chicken hawk, right? Someone who fucking is a chiruhu that likes to take advantage of youngsters or other people. You know, most of them do it within that cell, the confines of the cell with threats of harm and violence to other people. So that way when they get on the yard, they're just doing the all scared and, hey, what happened? Did you see a ghost? Oh, I see a dick. And that's it. And it'd be all bad for them, right? But in this particular case, they done fucked with the wrong people. Let me explain something to you about prison. The others card, the Usos and the Asians. You don't fuck with the Usos. The nicest, most respectful people. I've said it in so many different contents, right? So many different videos. They're the nicest people I've ever met. Will give you the whole shirt off their whole back, right? It ain't gonna fit you, but they'll give it to you. But at the same time, if you make them mad and you get on the wrong side of the banana leaf with them, right? Let me tell you what's gonna happen to you. Exactly what happened to old boy. That motherfucker was stomped out flat. He was like, right? And they fucked his whole shit up. Of course, they went to the hole. That was that, man. Hey, maced everything and everybody. Motherfuckers was in there spit spaghetti and fucking salad coming out of their nose and trying to eat broccoli. And it was all bad, right? Of course, we got sack lunches back. They shut everything down, man. Stopped it right then and there. Took us all back. Whoever they brought out, the hazmat team to clean up the sangre, took them dudes to the hole. It was a wrap. Anyways, again, man, it goes down in prison just like that. So somebody with an R in their jacket, that's normal. That's all natural. On a mainline yard, it's very, very, very few that you'll see wiggle. Okay, I'm going to tell you a quick little story that I've told in the past, but I'm just going to integrate it into this since they're doing an integration process in California prisons, right? Let me integrate this story. And that's why Danny Masterson better watch out because fucking with that R and everybody knows him, all eyes on G. They're going to try to fucking Daniela him. It happens fast, right? And those were the Usos doing it, the others. Just imagine a gang of southsiders, you have like 20 vatos with picos on you. Northerners, they'll make sure they do it all militant and shit. They'll be walking like this. You know what I mean? And the brothers, man, they gonna be in there like taking everything you have. What you got in your pockets, right? They ain't playing. Woods, they're trying to chop your head off. And that's just how every fucking different faction wiggles. So anyways, I was on a yard, man. Super, super, super real yard, right? And there was a couple of vatos from 18th Street. I've told this story before. And there was actually 3. They were all crime partners. How they got to that particular prison together, one never knows, does one, right? But they were there. And they had been down for a long time for the same crime, whatever. Well, anytime you were on that yard, you seen these 3 vatos walking the track. Now on the track, it's a buddy system thing. You'll never see 2 of one. You'll never see less than 2 of one race. If you see one vato just by himself, it's because he has a lot of respect. He's old school and people are leaving him alone, right? Like that big Oos was doing. But most likely, man, it's going to be the buddy system. Every group does that. Just so you have a camarada to look out for you, you know, if something pops. And that's just, hey, that's the way it should be. You don't want to be on that yard by yourself running, thinking you're Richard Simmons about to do yoga in the middle of the yard. They're going to fucking come up to you and yoga your ass. So these 3 used to walk together. I started to notice it was just 2 walking together. The other one wasn't really walking with them. Anyways, man, we had heard, hey, it's going to pop today. It's going to crack with the Southerners. They're going to do their thing, right? So we're kind of peeping out. They're going to deal with their own. Let me tell you something, man. The IGI caught wind of it. IGI being the investigative unit, right? Black patches, the guys that walk around and shut all the shit down. Someone had dropped the kite. Someone had let them know that it was going to pop on that yard that particular day, right? So they, everyone down. We're all on our stomachs kind of watching what the fuck's going on. We didn't see no movie that happened. Did they fucking hit them that quick? I could already tell it's those 2 vatos from 18 that are going to do their thug thizzle, right? But I don't know who and what. So I'm right by the fucking blacktop. It's hot too. And I'm right there by the blacktop of the basketball court. That's where our area was. And I'm looking and these vatos are like in the middle of the field. And I'm kind of watching, man. And you can see the IGI kind of getting closer. They're snatching people up, searching them. They're getting closer and closer. These guys realized that these vatos were getting too close. Hey, one of them on each side of their own crime partner. They got up with the biggest things I ever seen. Not as big as the Usos thing, but it was pretty big, eh? Sauce, right? They got to whacking the fuck out of them. They were hitting them with the sticks, spraying them down. They were still working them. Boom, boom, boom. Come to find out, he had an R on his jacket from in the past. They found out about it, and it was their own homeboy, bro. Got him. So it goes down in prison. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. It's all real life. It's real talk. It really happened, man. I appreciate everybody that's subscribed to this channel. Everyone that's, man, definitely pushing this channel into a good light. Again, like I said, I'm going to be dropping all my videos exclusively right here on the Collective Clips. I'm trying to get this channel up to par. The other channel's still booming. Gunners Collective TV's doing what it does, but it's already at 115K, man, and I kind of wanted to bring this one up to speed. So, hey, be aware that I will be dropping exclusively right here, man, bomb-ass content. The other one, I'm going to make it a short channel for here for now, right? And we'll get to all that later. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming, and remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. I'm going to continue to do what I does right here for the gente and the people, man. Not to glorify these prison stories, but to tell it and entertain you, because it's real. You already know what it is. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I honestly and truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. I thank you guys. Bang, bang. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. That vato could go. But all them vatos sound the same to me. Young Dolph, Moneybag Yo, Yo Gotti. They all sound like they're like a mumble rapper. Bang, bang.